workshop and tapping into the next portion of our workshop, and that is going to be the discovery call. Listen, y'all, I will tell y'all this. This is a pain point for so many people. If you're not used to selling, if you're afraid to sell, if you are afraid to sell, I want you to put a 1 in the chat box. I want to see who we got in this room on today. Ooh, let's see. What are we seeing in that chat box, Stella? Ooh, how many?
A whole lot, Dr. Tavis.
Oh, no, I was just kidding, y'all. I was just kidding. Well, cool beans. Then let's get down to it and let's talk about a discovery call and all that is expected out of a discovery call. I think it's going to be simpler or easier than we expect it to be. Let's just take a look at it. Give me a second. So, what is a discovery call? Discovery calls, listen to this, it's a sales discovery call where you first encounter your potential customer. This is your first connection. This is a time for you to actually make your first impression with a potential, we call them prospect, potential customer, whatever you want to call it. This is what that call does. Now, the thing about it is it sets the relationship between you and the prospect. Are you organized? Are you unorganized? Do they have your divided attention? Are you going to do those on a Zoom? Are you doing those over the phone? What do those look like? Now, it also helps you determine if the person is a good fit for you. Do they fit your ideal customer profile, right? Because all money ain't good money. You'll hear me talk about that. Because it's not all clients are not yours to work with. And then it gives you the opportunity. And this is what makes discovery calls a win-win situation, y'all, because it gives you the opportunity, right, to see if you want to work with a client, but it also gives them the opportunity to see, hey, do I want to work with you? So it's not a one-sided thing. It's not a one-sided thing, right? And so when you have your discovery call, what you want to take into consideration is there's a method called the SPIN model. And in the SPIN model, you think about situation, the problem, implications, and then the need for the payoff, right? So the situation is, first of all, you got to ask questions to uncover all the background behind the situation that the client came to you about. And I'm going to give you an example of a script in a second. I'm going to show you an example. And then you've got to ask open-ended questions so that you can see the need and the pain points of your clients. You always want to hit on their pain point when you're talking to them. Then implication. You want to ask implication questions to make a potential buyer realize you need me. You need to work with me because I can solve your problem. And then the discovery call questions are bound to highlight why the person called you in the first place. And when you use this model, this is the model that's going to help you actually know if your client is a good fit. So you're gathering information, you're identifying their pain points and problems, you are uncovering, right, some of their pain points and letting them know that they're going to be solved. And then you're going to lead them to conclude that, guess what, I can't live without you. I got to work with you. I have to. If I don't work with you, the world is coming to an end. And that's what you want to, that's because it will, right? You're here to solve a problem and you're good at solving whatever problem that they need, right? And so as you are on these calls, it is your job to make sure that you uncover and unravel all of these things that these people have need of, because you're the solution to their problem. You're the solutionist. Okay, now I'm going to put up a discovery call, and this is going to be so juicy, so y'all better take copious notes, right? I'm going to go through a script of a discovery call to show you what that sounds like and what it looks like. Let me show you this. This is juicy, y'all. I've never done this, so if you've taken my classes before, you've never seen it. All right, coaching discovery call. Now, this is how the call goes. Stella, can you role play with me?
Sure can.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tavis Taylor, and I'm your coach today. I'm excited to start this discovery call together, Stella, right? What do you prefer me to call you?
Stella is fine.
Wonderful. I'm so glad that we're able to connect today and to embark on a new transformational journey. This is a call that you scheduled to talk about starting becoming a certified life coach, okay? Because by the time you get to this portion of it, by the time you hop on a discovery call, you've been on Clubhouse, you've been somewhere else, y'all, and they know that they want to work with you. They know what you do. Unless you've confused them, they called you for a reason, right? They called you because they heard you in the Clubhouse room, and I'm just using Clubhouse for now. They saw an ad or something, and they want to work with you. So I'm going to say, wonderful. I'm so glad that we're able to connect today to embark on this journey. This is a call that you scheduled to talk about becoming a certified life coach. Now, first, if you have anything in your mind in this call, feel free to ask. I want us to be comfortable in this call. Here is the thing. You have to remember that you control the call. They don't control the call. They do not. Do y'all know? Well, I'll tell y'all that in a minute. So you say, right now, you and I don't have a coaching relationship. However, I would like to carry on this conversation as if we do, so that I can be 100% open and honest and there for you. I would like to ask in return that you'll be open and honest with me. Is it okay for us to go forward? So you got to get people's permission. What am I doing? I'm engaging. I'm having a conversation. I'm letting you know that I want you to be comfortable. It's not those salesy. Okay, are you gonna buy it? Are you not? Are you gonna buy it? Are you not? No, you got to make you're taking people's money. You have to make them feel comfortable enough to want to work with you and give you their hard-earned money. Remember, you dictate the conversation. Do not let them take over the conversation. Do y'all know that I do some of my discovery calls now, and the number of people I get that really think I'm going to solve their problem over a discovery call. Now, I had that issue in the past because I just be like, this is all you got to do this and this and this and this and this. And I had to realize saying this all you got to do is do this and this and this and this leaves you broken. This is not a hobby for me. This is my career. Okay. Some of you are transferring from this being a hobby to this being a viable income. Okay. Now, here is the thing, and I want y'all to understand this on these discovery calls, the reason you can't feel sorry for people. I'm the forerunner. So trust me, I know what I'm talking about, okay? Breathe in and breathe out. You will wake up one day and realize, and the reason I'm telling y'all this because it's so serious. I remember when I did this. I remember when I woke up and I realized that I had given discounts to everybody who has a 9-to-5. So you got a 9-to-5. This is my income, and I'm giving you a discount. Tracy, have you experienced that, Tracy? I see Tracy nodding her head. Brianna? And so we're wondering, God, where is our money? It's in the discovery call that you gave everything away in. At one point, I didn't do my discovery calls, and I'm looking for somebody now because I don't want to do my discovery calls. Because some people just want to get on the phone with Dr. Tabbs and say, okay, can I ask you just real quick, Dr. Tabbs? I'm thinking about doing this and this and this and this and this and this and this. And you got to be firm in that. I spent years frustrated because I've always consulted. Consulting was my main income. I spent years frustrated in the coaching part of my business because I was giving everything. I was even sending people books for free. I mean, everything. Let me just solve the problem because I hate hearing people complain. And then I realized that's not the way to do a thing. So you can't do it. That's why when you get on these calls, you dictate the tempo. You say, this is how it's going to go. Now, this particular one that I found is really for people who are long-winded and want to go through all of that. But I will tell you that there are certain points that you need to hit when you are on a discovery call. Number one, you have to establish that they called you when they called you because they were interested in working with you. They want to work with you. Always remember that. Unless you said, hey, call me, I want to talk to you about something. That's something totally different. But if somebody clicked on the link in your bio or went to your website, that's a discovery call when you get on the phone. Let me continue so that I can make sure that I give you all that you need as it pertains to a discovery call. And I hope this is helping somebody out. So as your coach today, I have 3 major goals in this call. The first one is to make sure I answer all of your questions in this coaching call and give you all the information you need about Bloom U or working with Dr. Tabbs. My second goal is to make sure the program is a good fit for you. Now, I would tell you this seems like a lot, but when you're on a call talking, it won't seem like a lot. It really, really won't. The second goal is to make sure that the program is a good fit for you. Are you right for the program? Is the program right for you? I don't invite everyone I talk into my program because sometimes it's not a good fit. Now, you don't have to tell them that, but you can. It can cost a lot of time and waste a lot of money. My third goal is to coach you into clarity of making a decision around yes and no. So what you've done is you have established what you're going to do in a call. So you got to make sure you are establishing everything that you're going to do in a discovery call, whether you use whatever script you use, that's fine. I want to make sure you get value out of this call, no matter what. And what I have found worked the best for this coaching call is for me to ask questions about you and your business. Where are you today? Da, 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 da. This is a whole different one, but it was several in this group here. But it's up to you to dictate the tempo of the coaching call. It's up to you, of the discovery calls, because the coaching call is totally different. It's up to you to establish authority and to have your questions ahead of time. To have your questions ahead of time. People call you, they want to work with you. They're asking you questions. Your job is to answer those questions and usher them into the sale, to close the deal. Are there any questions about a discovery call, what it is and what it entails?
Dr. Tavis, we have a couple in the chat.
Okay.
One of them, what's the difference between a discovery call and a consultation call?
In my opinion, a discovery call is to see if you're going to work with me. A consultation, you already want to work with me and we're trying to see how I can sign you to go on further. That's my definition of it. Consultants get paid to show people how to do things. They're the how-to people. So if you're consulting with me, then I tell you how I can show you how to do a thing. It's two totally different things. And most coaches are consultants by nature.
The next question, excuse me. Do we get the slides with questions after this meeting?
Probably not. I think I'm gonna put them up for sale for people to purchase. It's too much information to just give away. So probably not. I'll have to decide on the end of it, but I think I'm gonna put it up for sale in my vault. It will be for sale. Anybody else? All right, so we've discovered your niche, right? And how? Oh, that's a good one. How do you determine how much time to set aside for a discovery call? And do you charge for it? Oh my God, Rhonda, I was gonna say something about that. I'm glad you did. Let me take my glasses off so y'all can see my eyes. Can y'all see my eyes? Let me get all this out the way. For some of you that are new, that people want to play with your time, I say put a charge on your discovery call. And this is the language. Click on the link in my bio. When they click on that, oh, I see that there's a price. Yes, there is a price, but however, you're only paying $25 or you're only paying $50. And if you decide to work with me in the next 48 hours, then guess what? That money goes towards the service that you buy from me. Listen, you gotta say that. People will nickel and dime you and people will waste your time. And it's not the goal for you to be frustrated in your coaching business. The goal is for you to be a servant. You are a servant. And how can you serve the people if you're frustrated, if you're mad, if you're tired of being stood up? You'll start, let me tell you what happened. Your attitude as a man, think of so is he, you'll start saying, I hope they show up. I hope they show up. I hope they show up. Well, she just scheduled a call. Maybe she'll show up. No, ma'am. No, sir. Listen, whether she show up or not, I made $25 to wait 10 minutes for her to get on the call. And guess what? That's $25 cha-ching that's in my pocket. That has to be your attitude. People are playing games. People are fickle. We are in Clubhouse where everybody is somebody and Jesus is sometimes Lord, where you got to understand that people will come in your room and they want to work with you. And then they'll go over here and they want to work with them. And then these people, you're not any good. It's too much going on for you to waste your time and your money. Oh, I do start charging my discovery calls. They're XYZ123, and it is because da 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 da. And I'll tell you, eventually you won't have to, but for those of you starting out, I'm telling you, there's a spirit that happens when, listen to me. There's something that happens when you first start out where it seems like you attract everybody that don't want to pay. And I'm telling you, when you do that, your entire energy, and not that do energy, because you know, sometimes I hate using these words because y'all real super Christians to say I'm new age, but there's a different energy, and we say energy anyway, don't pay your light bill. But anyway, there's a different energy that comes along with when people know that they have to pay you. And when they schedule the call, when they say, oh, I just scheduled, oh, great. Remember, you have 48 hours. If they don't show up, you can inbox them, you can do whatever. Remember, you have 48 hours to decide. If you don't do that, you're gonna be frustrated. Trust me. And the goal is, remember, the goal is not to be frustrated in your business. The goal is for you to get past that hump so that you can pass that hump so that you can get to that next place where you're called to be. That's the ultimate goal, okay? And that was a really good question. I love to address that question. Does anybody else have any other questions? Anybody going once, going twice? So let me just sum this up for you real quick. You are in the business to make money, whether you're a coach, whether you are a consultant, whatever it is, you're in the business to make money. These people are not your friend. Trust me, they'll try to friend you to death and get what they need, and they're going to leave you high and dry. And you're going to say, but I thought that was my friend. No, they came to get what they can get. It's not true. Ask me how I know it's not true. Have you been to the Chinese store? Do they give discounts? Do you even walk into the Ching Chang, I call them Ching Chang stores, but the Chinese stores and ask them for a discount? I want to see who has asked for a discount and got one in the Chinese store before. And I use that as an example because they have set an expectation that we adhere to. You've got to do that in your business and in your brand. You've got to set an expectation in your business and in your brand that you adhere to. Don't do like me and set a precedence, because I got it wrong a lot. And so I'm telling y'all how I got it wrong, and now I get it right. And I've had to tell some people, no, I'm sorry, I can't. I have a class coming up, and I told somebody today, I said, I'm so sorry that if you can at least if you can't pay the deposit now and the course is $4,000, what am I going to be holding? I'm going to be holding the bag. And I explained to her, I said, no. And I love her. When I tell you I love her with all my heart and soul. But guess what? She has a very good job. And she's going to work tomorrow. And she's going to make her money, and she's going to be in my class, and I'm going to be frustrated because she's making money and she's in Africa, Asia, and everywhere doing everything else. No, you set the boundaries. You set the boundaries on the calls, and you set the boundaries in your business. Are there any questions about the discovery call?
Dr. Tavis, do you send a